So now we want to find the volume of the solid formed by revolving the region that is bounded by the parabola y equals x squared and the horizontal line y equals 4. And we're going to revolve it about the line y equals 4. So first thing we need is a decent graph. So y equals x squared is like the parent function for parabola, so it should be really easy. So we have 0, 0. 1, 1, and 2, 2, right guys? No, not 2, 2, 2, 4. So we have 0, 0, 1, 1, and 2, positive 4. Negative 1, 1, and negative 2, positive 4. So that'll give us a decent graph for one of our bounds. From there, I did not do that well, because now they're at 3. Goodness, let's fix them. Hang on. Those points really should be about right here. Right, guys?
Right.
Okay, that gives us more room. Okay, so that's a basic y equals x squared graph. And then I need to graph the horizontal line y equals 4. I can't count. So y equals 4 is this guy right here, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so I'm dealing with this area, the region trapped between those, because those are our only two boundaries. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mark my axis of revolution, which is y equals 4 rather than the x-axis, but it's still a horizontal axis of revolution. So you're still going to draw your rectangle perpendicular to that. So it's going to go this way. Remember that it really doesn't matter where you draw it. It's just representative of any little slice that we take there. So there's our rectangle. And we need to know where we start and stop along our axis, but I think can we all agree that if we set those two things equal, it would be negative 2 and positive 2? Yeah? Okay. So we're going to set up a volume equation, and this is the disk method because it is flush. The region that we're revolving is flush with our axis of revolution. So volume equals pi from what? Negative 2 to positive 2. What's my... Oh, this is interesting.
4 minus x squared.
Exactly, yeah. You have to do top minus bottom to find the height of this rectangle here. So we're just going to do 4 minus x squared. That's going to be our capital R. So we're going to put him in brackets and remind ourselves to square him. And that's going to be with respect to x. So all we have to do is distribute out that binomial and get it integrated and substitute in. Any questions so far? We're good? Does it have to do with this problem?
But, yeah.
You want to wait?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so if we go ahead and FOIL that out, and remember we have to FOIL it because we don't have a negative 2x that we could sacrifice, so we can't just use the power rule. So we'll go ahead and square double square that, and we get 16 minus 8x squared plus x to the 4th. And that's from negative 2 to 2 with respect to x. So we'll pause right here and let everybody catch up and see if you can get that integrated and find a numerical value for the volume. Okay, so this integrated up to 16x minus, oh gross, 8/3 x cubed plus 1/5 x to the 5th. Did I do that right? Okay, from negative 2 to positive 2. And then we have pi all multiplied by, let's see, whatever 16 times positive 2 is, so 32 minus 2 cubed is 8 times 8 is negative 64/3. And then 2 to the 5th is 32, is that right, you guys? 2 to the 3rd is 8, 2 to the 4th is 16. Okay, so 32 plus 32 over 5, so there's our positive 2 evaluated. Now we have to evaluate our negative 2, and that will give us negative 32 plus 64/3. And negative 2 to the 5th is negative 32 times a positive 1/5, so negative 32/5. And then we need to tally all of those fractions up and see what we get to multiply by our pi for our final volume. Does anyone have it yet?
I think I have it.
512 over 3. pi over 15.
512 over 15.
512 over 15? Okay. So the inside of this goes to 512, and that leaves us with our pi times that. So 512 pi over 15. Now, I know that that number doesn't mean a lot to you. Would you guys change it to a decimal so that I can kind of give you an idea of what that really is in terms of volume?
34.13.
That whole thing?
With pi.
With pi. Yeah, the whole thing. It's one what?
107.233.
107.233. So you're talking about, say you're in inches, you're talking about 107 cubic inches. Just to kind of give you an idea, of what that would be. So, do you know how many cubic inches are in a cubic foot?
36.
Cubic inches? 12 times 12 times 12, whatever that is.
Oh.
So, if you're cubic inches, think of it that way. If you want to do cubic, it's how much?
17.
Yeah, that's a lot. So if you think of it that way, like you have 12 inches by 12 inches by 12 inches. So this is a pretty small volume if it's in inches.